Coming up next in Prime7 News, today's been labelled the most significant day in the fight against coronavirus, and the border is preparing as Australia's vaccination rollout begins. Wodonga businesses say a huge percentage of their customers are still crossing the border to shop because of Victoria's mandatory face mask rules. Victorian businesses shattered by the 5-day lockdown, now in line for thousands in compensation. A new push to bring visitors back to Gateway Village after a miserable 6 months on the Lincoln Causeway. And the organiser of one of the border's favourite fun runs pulls the pin on the event for good. Find out why tonight at 6. We'll see you then.
This is Prime7 Local News.
Tonight, the fight against COVID gets a shot in the arm. The local rollout just days away. Wodonga shops and cafes say mask rules are still sending customers across the border. And border businesses devastated by lockdown say government compensation is an insult.
Now, Prime7 Local News.
Good evening. A date's been set for the first coronavirus vaccination jabs to be administered on the border. While the elderly and frontline health workers are first in line, the rollout can't come soon enough for battered border businesses.
Finally, a date has been set for the vaccine rollout on the border. It's been a long time coming for businesses and the wider community, representing a way out of the pandemic. Jessica Whitty, Prime7 News.
The New South Wales Premier says today marks a new phase in the fight against COVID-19 and living more freely in New South Wales. The government is ready to roll back restrictions if the majority of us take up the vaccine.
A moment 13 months in the making. Quarantine workers, dubbed the frontline warriors, rolled in to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Sarah Naven, Prime7 News.
Northeast businesses say they're once again losing customers to their neighbours across the border due to Victoria's mandatory mask rules. They say they're still being made to suffer despite months of no new cases across regional Victoria.
Victorian businesses have reopened, but their challenges are far from over.
The masks are still an inconvenience. They're still a bit hard to understand why we need to have masks up here. We haven't had a case for so long.
Wodonga Council is trying to help businesses on Gateway Island recoup their losses with a new ad campaign. They're encouraging locals to shop and dine on the Causeway, which was hit hard by both sides of the border closures and Victorian lockdowns. The village was left deserted for most of last year with border checkpoints on its doorstep, but businesses are looking forward to welcoming customers.
We can't wait to see you soon.
We can't wait to see you soon.
We can't wait to see you soon.
The campaign features businesses like Les Maisons, Music Kids and Victor's Supper Club. The iconic 9-kilometre fun run between the Springdale Heights Tavern and Brady's Railway Hotel has run its last race. We're joined now by Jessica Whitty. Hi Jess, why have the organisers called time?
Karl, COVID uncertainty and there no longer being a tie between the two pubs after Brady's was sold last year are the two main reasons for its permanent cancellation. The organisers say a lot of manpower also went into getting the event up and running, which took a lot of time away from running businesses. It comes after the run was canned last year due to COVID, but the event has raised $46,000 for various charities since it began 5 years ago.
All right, at the front of the Railway Hotel. Jess, thank you. Firefighters are urging farmers to be extra cautious when burning off over the coming few weeks. Summer rain has resulted in extra long grass in the paddocks across the region. There's an increased risk for a controlled burn to escape, and it's already happened in Finley.
So far, the very first permit that we issued in Southern Border Team resulted in an escape burn, and so our message to the community is to make sure that if they are burning, that they adhere to the conditions, make sure that no timber is going to become alight at any stage.
Gorgeous sunshine across the region to kick off a new working week. Elly Wicks is here to wrap things up, and temperatures, Elly, right where they should be.
Yeah, exactly. It was a beautiful day for many of us. Karl, good evening. It was a warm and sunny day across our region today for the beginning of the working of the school week. Winds were a little gusty though, heading southwesterly for most. Yarrawonga reached a top of 28 today, the same in Corowa, and 29 in Kalkan after an overnight low of 16. Albury had a maximum of 28 degrees today. Westerly wind gusts strengthened to almost 40 kilometres an hour, so pretty strong strong winds there, 27 for Bright, 30 in Corryong and 17 for Falls Creek today. We are going to be feeling a little bit cooler though tomorrow. That westerly will be increasing as well in parts of our region. We might get a little bit of rainfall later this week, but I'll have all those details coming up later.
A little bit of autumn in the air, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Elly, we'll see you after sport. Thank you. And thank you for watching Prime 7 News tonight. Up next, the push to stamp out the kind of domestic violence which doesn't leave scars, and mountain bike riders hit the peaks above Dinner Plain. That's next. Welcome back. Hearings to make coercive control illegal have begun in what's been named a landmark day for New South Wales. A parliamentary inquiry is examining non-physical domestic violence abuse. Public awareness of coercive control grew after the murder of Hannah Clark and her 3 children 1 year ago.
It's a series of acts and patterns that are used to isolate power, control and frighten someone. And we know that in most domestic homicides, coercive control is absolutely central.
The Law Council of Australia says drafting a new offence will be difficult, separating dysfunctional relationships from coercive behaviour. Mountain bike racing has officially kicked off at Dinner Plain. The Cross Country event was the perfect opener for new trails up on the mountain in a bid to bring more tourists back to the high country.
It took a little longer than expected to kick off. But Dinner Plain's cross-country enduro event was worth the wait.
And we have more sport after the break, with the Melbourne Storm adding a second match to its border schedule, and new City star Shoaib Sheikh has done it again. We'll see you soon. Stay close. New City has kept its provincial cricket finals hopes alive, and not surprisingly, it was a familiar face who set up the win. Shoaib Sheikh smashing his 3rd century of the summer.
With its season on the line, New City put its faith in a pair of rising teenage guns.
Osborne has won a last ball thriller to take top spot in Hume cricket. That's heading into the finals. Waller was 8 for 96, chasing 138 to win, and despite some late order hitting, fell just short by 3 runs, while Rand has snuck into the finals with a win. Mount Beauty's Patrick Dodd smashed 129 from 109 balls in a high-scoring win against premiership contenders Kiwa in district cricket. And in Wangaratta and district, Rovers United have gone a long way towards securing a finals berth, setting a commanding target for City Colts next week. In representative cricket, Riverina was brave but ultimately outclassed in the Country Championships final in Goulburn after choosing to bowl. Hanwood's Luke Doherty impressed with 2 for 26, while Corowa's Jared Haddon grabbed 2 early wickets to have Newcastle at 2 for 20. To the rest of the region's sport across the weekend, the Sharks have survived not 1 but 2 scares in Islands and Murray women's water polo. In a double-header weekend against Albury, the Sharks held on for a 2-goal win in each game. Meanwhile, in the men's, Albury produced the upset, knocking off previous top side Sharks by 4 goals. In lawn bowls, North Albury and Henty played a thriller in Game 3, while Howlong were too good for Holbrook. In Grade 5 commercial, Henty and Colcan all had big wins but were no match for top side North Albury. Commercial pulled off the upset of the Grade 6. They thrashed Lavington. Weather time is up after the break. We're looking at a bit of sunshine for you Tuesday. Details with Elly Wicks next.
Welcome back. Well, we are expecting a bit of a cool change for our Tuesday as the cold front continues to make its way across the southeast. This might create a few unsettled conditions, but it's really a trough that looks to develop over the western parts of our state, which will bring a few more unsettled conditions later this week. If we get a look at the rainfall map, though, this system looks to affect more of the central and northern parts of New South Wales at this stage. So for most of us across the Victorian-New South Wales border, we're only looking to pick up mostly light falls. But depending on what this trough actually does, there is the potential for a little bit more rain to reach the southern inland. The eastern areas looking to get a little bit more rain at this stage. To Tuesday's weather now, and we will be feeling a little cooler with the maximums around the mid-20s, 25 for Albury, just 23 in Benalla and Cobram, heading for a top of 24. We'll have a strong southerly sweeping through, and there is the chance of a light shower or two in some of our eastern areas. It is going to be quite cold across the Alpine peaks as well, just 9 degrees for Mount Buller and Hotham, heading for a top of 7 after an overnight low of -1. So certainly quite chilly, especially after today's high teens in most areas. Well, on to Wednesday now. Should be a little bit warmer, just by a degree or two. That UV is still looking to be very high as well, so quite hot in the sun. 26 for Shepparton after really nice cool overnight lows down to 9, and the same for Wangaratta. Heading into Thursday now, this is where we'll start to see that trough developing, maybe bringing us some light showers here or there across the region. It'll be areas further north of the border most likely getting more of that rain. We've got about a medium chance of showers developing on Thursday across the region. And having a look now at the next 7 days. If we do get that rain, it'll be mostly dry across our region on Friday, 26 the top. Then we're looking to heat back up over the weekend, 28 degrees on Saturday, 30 Sunday and 30 by this time next week. And I think that means we're eventually into March almost at that point.
Meteorological autumn.
Yeah.
Where's the year gone?
I know.
It's amazing
crazy.
how quick it is going. Elly, thank you very much. That is your local news for this evening. It's great to have your company. 7 News from Melbourne is up next. Elly and I, the whole team, back tomorrow from 6. Bye for now.